Hello, I am Mila. I am a lot of things, but I'm here to be your favorite mindset coach and manifestation coach. And I'm here to help you awaken your superpowers. Totally possible. In fact, you wouldn't have found me if you were not ready. That's how reality works. Today, I want to share something with you. And my goal in sharing this with you is to make you question the voices in your mind. Make you question who of these voices is really the real you. I went to a yoga class this morning and I got really aware that the voice that was predominantly taking the microphone was very negative, was judging me, was judging my moves, my looks, my ability to follow the class and what everyone else was doing. Basically, reinforcing that I'm not perfect and that in order to be well and good in this world, I needed to be. Therefore, I was failing. And I realized that this voice has been talking to me for my whole life. And that I've been giving the microphone to this voice my whole life. So I started questioning it. I asked, who are you? Why are you here? And the voice answered, very interesting answer. It said that it was the accumulation of all my past received judgments and my own self-inflicted judgments since my childhood, since I was born, basically. And in that moment, I saw that at first, in the beginning of my life, maybe till I was 3, there was no judgment whatsoever. The judgment started when I started comparing myself to others. Because innately, until I was 3, I knew that I was made unique. I knew that I was made whole and complete, and therefore perfect. And that there was no comparison to be done. I was on my own trajectory, and I intended to share my experience with others, but at that age, comparing myself to others was completely irrelevant. And came a time, what's that word? A domesticating time. When you start being aware enough that now your parents are asking you to be a certain way, unless you are, you feel that you're receiving a bit less love from them. Therefore, what you start understanding is that love in this world is conditional and that you need to obey to receive it. Interesting, isn't it? And then comes friends and school. And now you're part of a system where you have to comply to the outer world in order to be accepted. And eventually it becomes your programming. And eventually, I don't know about you, but you became a fucking perfectionist. And you need to follow the rules, the unwritten rules, and show up as perfect at all times. Perfect according to who? Good question. Unless you are complying and obeying, then you now don't even need the judgment of others to feel lesser than and to inflict yourself with judgment, which is causing suffering. So now you're an independent, a completely self-fulfilling, judgment-inflicting person in your life. You don't even need others around you to judge you. You're the one judging yourself so harshly. And also, now it's almost like a protection device. You're protecting yourself from other people's judgments by judging yourself the harshest, so that if they judge you, you're like, yep, I already knew. I'm shit. I already knew. I suck. I'm already knew. I'm not perfect. I. So in my yoga class, I started feeling like it was very interesting that that voice was considered me, because that voice was an absolute bully. So, years of self-work, years of self-study, spiritual work, neuroscience work helped me realize, knew this already, that my left brain, my logic brain, is there to protect me, but protect me from potential threats that might happen in the future based on past events. So that mind is not allowing any new experiences to come in. And if you follow that voice is basically the voice of fear. Oh, something's happening in the kitchen. Come here. Cosmo, it's okay, come. Leave him to it. So, when you make your voice, that voice, the main character, the leader inside your own play, you're basically deeming that voice as your God, that voice as your parent, that voice as your guide. And that voice is the voice of limitations. That voice is the God of limitations, telling you that moving forward and trying on new ways of being and loving yourself and encouraging yourself is not a good idea, because there are threats out there. And that voice loves you. That God loves you. But that God is based in lack. And if you want to reach abundance on all levels, including love, including career, including material things you are dreaming of, including well-being. That voice is never going to take you there. So you have to part ways with that voice. And in a universe where all that is, where all that is can't be all that is, if one part is removed, you can't really kill that part of you. You have to embrace it. But you also have to take your power back. And realizing that you're the one that has been giving power to that voice. You can come back to center and realize there's other voices in there, and some of them are kind. Find the one that is the most loving. Find the one that is always rooting for you. Find the one that is encouraging you to go beyond your fear and to try on new things and to trust yourself and to trust that life wants to be good for you. That's where the magic is. So I leave you with an affirmation that I am finding very helpful today. And I'm going to keep playing around with it for a while because I'm curious to see what's going to show up from embodying that beautiful, beautiful affirmation of life. Here it is. I am willing to be delightfully surprised. I am willing to be delightfully surprised. I'm willing to be delightfully surprised. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a whole lot of love and light. Have a magnificent day, and I'll see you very soon.